This year 2023, there are many historical time travel Chinese dramas that was released. Of course, I will not let the opportunity to create video about this. After all, my favorite genre is time travel that's set during ancient times, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. So in this video, I will list 24 new historical time travel Chinese dramas that aired in 2023. Number 1. Scent of Time. This drama centers around the female lead from a prominent herbal medicine family. Her previous infatuation with the second male lead, a man who didn't love her back, caused her family's ruin. Miraculously returned to her wedding night, she gains a newfound realization. Resolved to rectify past mistakes, she now prioritizes her family and friends, free from her past emotional entanglement. Number 2. Dramatic self-help strategy. The female lead accidentally travels back to ancient times and becomes the silly princess, who is engaged to the male lead. However, on the day before they were scheduled to marry, he was murdered. Suddenly she finds that they're trapped in a time loop. Her mission is to rescue him and end this loop, uncovering who seeks his demise and their reasons. Number 3. Love is an Accident. The drama starts with the female lead, who unexpectedly finds herself traveling to the past and encountering the male lead. She was then forced to pretend as the male lead's fiancé. Number 4. An Ancient Love Song. The story starts with the male lead, a professor, who mistakenly travels to the historical era, where he becomes obsessed with finding the ancient secret of this era. With the help of the female lead, his journey starts to solve the mystery. Number 5. The Legends of Changing Destiny. Time traveling by accident, the main character unexpectedly becomes the Monkey King. Unable to accept his fate, he sets off on a quest that leads him to encounter gods and demons. Number 6. I Have a Smart Doctor Wife. The female lead is a doctor from the modern era. After being electrocuted, she went back in time, becoming the lady who was forced to marry the crown prince of the former dynasty. The two of them gradually transform their initial dislike for one another into mutual admiration, as one treats ailments and saves lives, while the other looks out for the public. Number 7. Chuang Shengji. The story starts when the male lead, an imperial guard, suddenly time travels to the modern days and wakes up in the house of the female lead. And she makes the snap decision to hire him as her bodyguard. But little does she realize that after defeating his opponent, the male protagonist ended up in our world. The two soon learn that their meeting might not have been as accidental as they first believe. Number 8. Me and My Delicate Husband. The female lead is a forensic doctor who went back in time and became the foster daughter of an official. She lost part of her pre-journey memories after the time travel. She found that she could recover some of her forgotten memories each time she worked on a case. She then started her investigational adventure. Along the way, she encountered the male lead, a weak and frail ninth prince who reminded her a lot of her ex-boyfriend. Number 9. The Journey. After running away from home, the female lead falls over a cliff and time travels to the past, where she meets the male lead, a charming blind man. They end up getting captured by some bandits, and the female lead demonstrates her resourcefulness. This drama is mostly about the female lead using her cooking skills to capture everyone's hearts. Number 10. Just Because Your Heart Knows My Heart. The female lead is filming a scene where she falls into the lake. However, she unknowingly travels to the past and encounters the male lead, a prince, bathing by the lake, and mistakenly believes she is still on set. The male lead, His Royal Highness, confuses her for the prince when he sees her dressed as him. And so, after saving her, he realizes she's, in fact, a girl. And in order to keep this fascinating woman by his side, he makes her his maidservant. Number 11. My Talented Husband. The male lead is a modern man who returns to ancient times and becomes a low-level constable. He brings his modern-day knowledge and impresses many with his intelligence, inventiveness, and above all, poetic ability. Because of this, he was unwittingly drawn into a marriage conflict between the martial officer and the wealthy merchant family, ending up as the son-in-law of both households. Number 12. God of Cooking from Heaven Spoils Me Only. The female lead is a princess who refuses to get married and solely wants to advance her career. The emperor offered her 6 months to operate a restaurant in the state. If it didn't succeed, she would have to get married. However, she is unaware that the restaurant is on the verge of bankruptcy. In the moment of crisis, she meets a male lead, a man from modern times, who aims to use his culinary expertise to save the restaurant. Number 13. Cheers, Queen of the Barrel. After falling out of love, the female lead drank alcohol to drown her grief. But as she opened her eyes, she saw that she was in an old wedding room. She initially believed that she had finally married a male deity in a dream, but she had no idea that she had actually traveled across time, and the groom was a stranger, the dandy prince. Number 14. Little Mad Doctor. The female protagonist, a doctor, unintentionally traveled to another dimension and took on the identity of the Northern Chu Kingdom's princess. She must overcome a variety of challenges in order to get back to her original dimension as soon as possible. In the process, she develops feelings for the male lead, a working. Number 15. Supervisor Husband. The female lead is just a regular girl with aspirations of becoming famous until she accidentally transmigrate into a comic book where she is constrained by a system. She can return home as long as she finishes the required tasks and earns enough points. The female lead is now eager to play the part and sees the comic's male lead because she wants nothing more than to get back to her own world. But then she encounters the dashing, cunning bad guy. Number 16. What's Wrong with My Princess? The female lead, a general, was in love with the second prince and helped him take the throne. But he and her sister deceived her and killed her. She was reincarnated and found herself back on her wedding night with the male lead, the seventh prince. She then makes the decision to work with him to make sure that the second prince and her sister receive the punishment they deserve. Number 17. Go and domain your game. This drama is mainly about the male lead, a university student, who mistakenly enters a video game and becomes the village's leader. He sets out on an adventure voyage to manage the catering business and revitalize the rundown village. Number 18. My Charming Villainous Emperor. The story starts with the female lead, a second-year forensic student, who unintentionally enters a system and turns into a script traveler. While on a mission to an unidentified script, she was trapped inside and encounters the male lead, a character in the script. Number 19. My Chinese Chic Boutique. The female lead is a modern girl with a lot of odd business concepts. She enters a mysterious bar by accident and travels into the world of a simulation game. And there, she runs her cosmetic business brilliantly and meets the male lead, a physician. The two fall in love romantically and cooperate to keep Wild Wolf City peaceful. Number 20. Wan Wan Leiching. The female lead was a modern CEO who was going through a crisis at work. Then in her dream, she encountered a female ancient city king who resembled her. This city lord wished for her to ascend to the throne and find the real villain. And when she awoke, she had become the city lord, and a new concubine, who is the male lead, was with her. The male lead was shocked to see that she was revived after being poisoned to death. Number 21. Please hero, don't come here. The female lead is transported inside a book and becomes a character in the story. She ends up in a love triangle with the male lead and the second male lead, but she's determined to keep out of their way and avoid getting in the way of the story. However, things become challenging when she starts to fall for the male lead. As she tries to find her way through the story and find a way to the outside world, she must deal with all the difficulties that come with being a fictional character in a book. Number 22. Stunning Little Doctor. The male lead is a well-known modern acupuncture physician. In the hospital, he experienced an electric leakage accident and unintentionally transmigrated to the body of an ancient man. Upon waking up, he discovered that he had been stabbed in the abdomen and had fallen in the wild. But he has no idea how his new body ended up that way. While on his quest to discover the truth and find his way home, G encounters the female lead, who poses as a man to gain authority in the court. Number 23. My Bug, My Castellan. The female is a great cook who enters a game world, but unexpectedly, the male lead, the handsome city lord, turns out to be the bug. She must devise 100 different ways to poison the city lord in order to break the code and fix the game. However, in the process of love-hate interactions with the city lord, they grow fond of one another. Number 24. Marriage Badge. The female lead, an attractive and brilliant screenwriter, unintentionally travels to her script. There, she meets various characters, including the Shy Prince, a cruel romantic rival, a cunning contender for the throne, a sneaky emperor who enjoys messing up with others, and a generous empress. And that's the 24 new historical time travel Chinese dramas that aired in 2023. Thank you for watching.